So that then takes us on to, for me, what is a huge advantage of having RM Unify, and that is the safe password apps. So what this means is, as you can see here, we've got Scholar, we've got Test, Prezi, Moodle. The first time you log into these tiles, it'll ask you for a username and password. And then what this will do is it will actually hold those passwords and usernames. So now, when I click on Test, and myself, like loads of teachers, and probably the majority of teachers, I use Test a lot. So I click on Test, and what it'll do is it'll pop up here saying that it's logging me in, and as you can see now, hopefully, that's me logged in. And that doesn't matter what device I'm on, I can jump on, log into Glow, I click on it, it takes me there logged in. And that's a huge advantage. And we've got Prezi here. Prezi is something I've used a lot with up to the school. So these sort of learners. But what you'll know with Prezi is that you need your username and you need your password. So often we have our kids going around with these little bits of paper. You know those learners who they get lost and they quickly forget what they actually were. Now you get them to log in to Glow with it once, and from then on, you'll click their Prezi, and once this starts logging me in, which you should hopefully do very quickly, maybe wishful thinking, Stuart, is that's all my Prezis there now, and I'm able to create new Prezis because it's logging me straight in. So imagine that I've created various different things for my class. I can now come on, I can now click the Prezi that I want to share with my learners for my teaching, and there it is. I'm no longer having to worry about USBs because I've saved it, downloaded it, or trying to log in myself again. It's one login to log into all the services I use, and that would be right there. For the sake of this video, I will just cross it off and you'll get the idea, hopefully. Same with Moodle, and for people who are looking at other virtual learning environments, Moodle's there, I can click on it, log in, and with lots of our high schools as well, they've got an Edmodo tile. So it's not a case of saying, well, I either use Glow or I use Edmodo. Hey, you can use whatever you want. What we're interested in here is we're interested in good teaching and learning. If you're using Edmodo really effectively, great. That's super. Perhaps this can help make it easier for these learners to log in. The other thing just to make you aware of, and we have this in the Scottish Borders, you might not have it in other local authorities depending on where you are, is due to our licensing with Microsoft, our learners and teachers have got something called Student Teacher Advantage. And what that means is that they're entitled to 5 licenses to use at home for all the Microsoft programs. So the way that we're actually getting our learners to access this is through Glow. We've got this Office tile. They then click on it, and what that'll then offer them is to download the programs at home. So they've got those on 5 devices, 5 laptops, computers, another 5 tablets, and another 5 phones. For me, that's massive. That's huge in terms of equal opportunities and allowing these learners access to these things. This is huge. So that's how we're accessing that as well. And as you can see there, I'm using this on a Mac, so we've got limited versions for the moment. Hopefully there's more soon. But I've also downloaded them on my tablet as well. So they're all available there to just simply click install, and that'll be then installed on my machine. So no longer do we have these learners who are saying, oh, I used it on my PC, but I used this random program, and then I spend my whole day trying to work out how do I actually open this. They can be using the same versions they use in school. If they're using a Windows machine, they can actually use the cloud to continue things that they've been using in class. The other thing to make you aware of is with these tiles is that you can create your own tiles really easily. So as in, we use Weebly for our school website, so we've created a tile. We use Doorways Online, so we've created a tile. We use ClassDojo, we've created a tile. So you can create your own tiles, and all these safe password apps can be requested, and I've been really impressed by how quickly they've been added. So if you're wanting these on your machines, there's a whole lot of documentation that tells you how you can get them. I'm quite happy to share them with you. You do have your Launchpad here. You can add the tiles that you want. So to make these personal for me as a teacher next year, this will be what I do first thing in the morning. I'll log into Glow, and then I've got all the stuff that I'm going to use throughout the day. The other thing to make you aware of is the wonders of the management console now. If you remember in old Glow, you'd be looking to do a lesson with the class. They'd come in and they'd turn around and say, oh, Mr. Brown, I've forgotten my password, or I can't log in, it's not letting me. And it was a real long process to get them back on. Now it's simply a case of you go to the management console, you find that student you're looking for, they're reset within seconds. Okay, they're back on over it. So that is RM Unify. But now for me, the most exciting bit is the Office 365 environment. And I'll just spend the next hopefully just 10 minutes, because I'm very aware of how long I'm lasting already, talking through some of the things on Office 365. So I'm going to do that through showing you SBC Glow. This is our sort of main hub for Glow Sites of the Borders, but this is open to the whole of Scotland. And for me, that's what's really important, is that we're willing to share nationally, okay? For us, we've got a lot of people who are working in their own little bubbles and their own little silos. We really want to challenge bureaucracy and get people working together. If we're wanting to reach where we want to be, we need to get there together. And for me, that's so important. And I've been very fortunate this year to get out and visit different schools, see some great teachers and some super learners. And now what we need to do is bring these people together to fully reach our potential. So you can see here, it's just a basic site. This is kind of like what a group used to be, if you remember Glow groups. We've got a newsfeed here where you can have conversations. This is me sharing some great blogs that I've found. Use these as social media tools that all our learners are used to. A lot of our teachers are used to as well. So you can do things like you can reply to things, have conversations. That's all there in the newsfeed. We've got community members here. The idea behind that was it allows kind of that networking. See different people who are interested in the same thing as you. So just to kind of talk you through various different sites within Office 365. This is our staff room first of all. So in the Borders, what we've got is we've got loads of different schools who have now kind of went away and developed their own, and whether that's programs or progressions or however else you want to describe it. For me, this is a great place to share that development work. And for me, the other thing that I'm saying a lot to teachers is planning. As teachers, we seem to like to spend hours, 10 hours reinventing the wheel. And every single plan we do is starting from scratch. And that, for me, it's not the best use of our time, and it isn't actually helping our learners a lot of the time. For me, if we were able to create a bank of plans, that people could come on, they could then adapt them, start using them to meet their learners' needs, and actually question how they can easily push their learners on. For me, that'd be great. So we click second level. You can see straight away we've got a whole bunch of different plans there. So you're looking at something like, oh great, other people are writing. So you look at something like Victorians or something, that's there. You want to do something looking at Jacobites, that's there as well. For me, I'll just use this point to now show you one of the great things about Office 365 as well. For the first time ever for a lot of our learners, by having Office 365, you can click New, and they can create documents. So I was working with a P4 class before Christmas, and when I did this on their class site, which I'm not going to get a chance to show you today, a little boy was amazed, because this meant for the first time ever, he was going to go home and make a PowerPoint. And for me, you think, alright, great, that's super. And he went home, he didn't do that on his computer, he didn't do that on his laptop, his tablet, his phone. He went home and he did that on his Xbox. So really, all you need is a device that connects you to the internet. I click Word document, and what you should see here is that it'll kind of come up with a sort of basic version of Word. For most things, it comes up whole screen. This is just the way that I've got this set up. For me, the really exciting bit after this, though, is that you can have more than one user on the document at the one time. So you can have real-time collaboration. For me, that is huge. And it gets the learners working in a way that's going to be expected of them in the future. And hopefully teachers start working this way as well. What I would love to see is that I'm able to come on here. I will say, hi everyone, I'm going to be looking to do a block on da-da-da. And suddenly I've got other people who are saying, oh Stuart, I'm going to be doing the same. So then we just create this sort of framework, and we come together and we plan together. For me, that'd be huge. In terms of moderation and making sure something's valid, that's massive. And huge potential there. In terms of learners, you mean a lot of time I go to classes and say, oh yeah, we're going to do this collaboratively. What that means on the computer is one kid's doing the work, the other kid's outside, they're getting their elbow in, trying to have a shot, and then there's another learner who might just be having a chat to their mate. It's not real collaboration. This offers real-time collaboration. I'll try and show you in another video, because for me, this is huge. This is a game changer, and the ability to collaborate. And I know there's other tools to do that, but for me to have this all in the same area, that's great. The other great thing by having these sites, if I close this off, is that it allows us to easily search for even specific ENOs. So I'll go back to our main Glow site, and this should pop up. So imagine that I'm looking at ENO, and I'm not sure exactly how that looks like, or I'm wanting to take a new approach with this ENO. So I can search for something like Science 112A. So even just typing ENO, but you could obviously search for complete phrases. So I've had people search for additional support for learning, or autism, or whatever else they're interested in. What this will now do is this is searching the whole of the site, all of the subsites, and every document within that, and it will pull up any document that includes that ENO. So straight away, you can see I've got a plan for myself, senseis, the family, and P2. I've got a whole range of different progressions, or E's and O's, frameworks, and I've got a whole bunch of different plans. For me, that's got huge potential, and you can see how easy that is. If I don't find what I'm looking for, great. I'll click the triangle and I'll search everything, and this will search the whole of Glow, and everything that I have access to, and it'll pull up anything there that I've got. So that's all there. What I would say about the sites is that we've got a lot of communities, and for me the community is the way to go, as in getting people together, getting them working together, having success, and learning from each other. For me that's huge. So this is all growing. Back on the SBC Glow page itself, you'd see that we've got a 1+2 languages site. For me that's massive, that's huge. I know by 2020 I need to potentially be able to speak 2 languages and actually teach and learn 2 languages and do that in a meaningful way. I know I can go to this site and it can make a really good start for me, so for my professional learning. And we've got a group here for ICT who've developed a whole progression, some great resources on there. They've created a site for it, and we've got all these different sites popping up. A lot of this time it's either someone who's got something they want to share, so they're looking for a platform to share that, so we've created some sites, or someone who says, well, we've got this community of people who want to come together and work. So just recently I've been working with some people looking at advanced higher biology, and they've came together to actually create some great sort of lessons, some great sort of plans for that. And the next step for them is they're going to look at if they can pull advanced higher learners together and have them working together. For me, that's really exciting. That's huge. Huge potential there. This is all open access, so once you get onto Glow and go to a site, search SBC Glow, we'd love you to come along to have some conversation with us. The other things just to make you aware of whilst I've got the time, I click the little squares at the top. We've got the OneDrive, cloud space. Used to be 1 terabyte of space, now it's unlimited space. What I'm saying to teachers, this is a great place to host your documents, because this means that no matter what device I'm on, the documents are there. That's huge for me. That's really exciting. Another great thing is, for me, as teachers, we hoard things on USBs, and at some point those USBs go missing. And when that happens, you'll think, geez, where is it? What are all these important documents that people have now got access to see? And in truth, that's a whole load of work there that's just gone missing. You back them up here, you know what I mean, you've got them no matter what. And the other great thing we've had is we've had schools who are using this for learners to upload their homework. And they're then clicking the sharing option, and they're then sharing it straight across to their teacher. So no longer there's all this hassle of bringing in USBs and different devices and having to clamber to get email addresses to send to people. It's all done in the one environment. And when they share them, it goes across to their mail. So now all our users have Outlook web access. In the borders, we're currently looking at transitioning all our learners across to this and all our teachers. Because for me, it makes total sense for them to all be in the same space. Click the tiles again. We've got a calendar there to help with the school running. We've got people. I mean, this is a directory of all the teachers in the whole of Scotland. How powerful is that? That I can access anyone that I've met in conferences or had conversations with, and I can get in touch and communicate with them. That's great for me. And the really exciting thing for this that kind of puts ahead of what the Glow used to be for me is that this is constantly evolving. And this is constantly improving, getting better. So we've got video coming on very soon. For me, that's exciting. A kind of YouTube within this environment, this safe, secure environment for our learners. That's great. You mean you want to look at the flipped classroom? This is going to be a clear place to go do it. We've got Yammer coming as well, and for me, for those teachers who are really into their model, I could see Yammer being absolutely fantastic. And even as an opportunity to kind of discuss documents and such like, Yammer's got great potential. And there's a whole load of different things coming. I've not even had the chance to talk about the OneNote. For me, the OneNote is a game changer. For me, as a classroom teacher next year, a lot of my teaching and learning is going to be utilised in the OneNote. So if you've not already heard about the OneNote, especially the OneNote class generator, which for me, or class creator, sorry, for me, that's where ePortfolios could easily go down the route of. YouTube it, search it, and get in touch with the various people who are real advocates of it. And because for me, that's going to be huge. And I know I've got a lot of high schools and schools just now who are desperately ready to go down that route and saying, sure, this is great. So that was kind of a lot longer than I thought it would be. Hopefully it kind of gives you an idea of some of the great stuff that's going on. If you're looking for a place for great resources, huge opportunities to collaborate, get collaboration happening in your classroom, and in terms of making learning meaningful, look at Glow. Okay, give it another shot. If you've got any questions, get in touch with me. Twitter, SB_glow. Thank you for watching.